This is Our Lives. I'm Gwen Edwards. Where do we go from here? A country in crisis and the loss of the conscience of the Congress. My guest today has his insight. Dr. Herron Gaston is the pastor of the Summerfield United Methodist Church in Bridgeport. Dr. Gaston, how do we honor Congressman John Lewis's legacy and tackle the big issues that we're facing today?
As we can see, our country is in desperate need of good leadership, of moral leadership. And I think that we are at the crux of a spiritual awakening where so many people want to see this country move forward. John Lewis spent his entire life fighting with every fiber of his being to ensure that we become the best version of ourselves. So I think that it's going to take black, white, Hispanic, brown to come together to make the kind of systemic changes that need to be made. And I think that we're starting to see the needle move on that. And as Martin Luther King Jr. said, that the moral arc of the universe is long, but that it bends towards justice. And that sometimes we may not necessarily be at the place that we feel that we should be because there's some bending and some folding. But I believe that now is an opportunity for us to really bend that arc in the right trajectory in moving our country forward. And it's going to take all of us to do that, whether you are Republican, Democrat, or independent. And I see that happening even in our state legislature with the police accountability bill, which I think is huge.
Talk about the efforts that you are doing to tackle these issues here in the Bridgeport area.
Yeah, so all politics, as you know, are local. And so I think that it's very important that we have foot soldiers right here in the city of Bridgeport, which we do, that are out fighting and pushing for reform in our country, looking for greater access and opportunity for black and brown people who have been marginalized for so long to break into the economics of our country. I think that's very important. So we have folks that are doing that. We also are moving the needle on addressing the inequities within our educational system. As we know, education is the bridge to the future and the cornerstone by which our success so heavily depends upon. And we want to ensure that our kids inherit a better educational system than some of the recipients who've received that in the past. So we're pushing legislation on that at the local and state level. And we're also addressing the unemployment crises that overwhelmingly impact black and brown communities, and particularly here in the city of Bridgeport.
Thank you for watching Our Lives. And just a reminder, we bring you interviews and information that you will see nowhere else. For Our Lives, I'm Gwen Edwards.